I did say that I was going to tell people how I set my camera up at some point for changing exposures using things like a Nikon density graduated filter. I'll try and do that now. Colour is starting to come into the sky. You might see if I tilt down, there's some colour in the little bit of clouds above me. Okay, I've come down to South Wales. I work in Wales and I've been meaning to come and take some photos for a little while. I'm actually struggling to go down a bank and hold this camera out in front of me. Thankfully it's not wet. I'm at a place called Nash Point. Hopefully we'll find a composition on the beach. The tide is actually on its way out, which will be good. I'm sorry, I'm looking down because I don't want to lose my footing. If we can get a good composition down here, then I'll talk you through it. If not, we'll move on to another picture somewhere else. Okay, very quickly, we're waiting for the sun to go down. Not long now, maybe another 10 minutes it'll be down. Got some lovely colour. I don't know whether you can see this. If I take this round and drop that down, we've got some nice colour on the cliff top behind me. I got a lovely leading line along here of the rocks going to the point. We're just waiting now really for the sky to go down a little, the sun to go down a bit more and light up the cloud and get some fire into the sky. Whether it'll happen or not, I don't know, but we shall see. If we do, you'll see the picture. Bye for now. Unfortunately, we've got somebody flying a drone out here and it's quite noisy, but he's doing a good job of it, I suppose. Be nice to see what he's got when he's got it completed, but unfortunately he's in the line of shot. But you can't stop people doing this, we just have to work with what we got. Okay, finished shooting now. Sun's gone down quite a bit, lost a lot of the light. I haven't filmed every shot I've taken, but just to show you what we've got behind us. If I drop that down, beautiful evening. Don't know whether these colours will come out in the photos. Obviously if they do, you'll get to see them, but it's a lovely location. And if I spin right round, show you what it's like. I get lit up by the sun a bit. It's not as bright as it looks, but up there we have the moon as well. Lovely, 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 lovely. See you tomorrow morning. Oh, good morning. Not quite sure how well this is going to come out. There's not a lot of light. I'm currently at Rhosilli car park. Slept here overnight. And I'm just heading down to the beach. Got an hour before dawn. Pre-dawn light is just starting. So it should be a good one. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of cloud in the sky. So it may not look as good as I hope. But for those who don't know, Rhosilli is most probably one of the best beaches in the country. If you ever get the chance, come down and see it. I'll show you what it's like in some photos later. Bye for now.
We found holes in these walls. We like what we saw. Seems so strong until it falls. The final straw. Oh, I never felt like this before. When I was trapped, you showed an open door.
Okay, down on the beach now. This should record a lot better, a bit more light. Takes about quarter of an hour to walk down. Decent path to get here. What I've actually come down onto the beach to photograph may not seem obvious initially, because the sun is actually going to come up behind over there. But I've come to photograph this, which is an old wreck. I can't remember the name of the wreck, but I'll post it up on the name of it up here. I'm hoping when the sun actually breaches the horizon, we'll get some nice light on there. And you might see in the background, you might not because it's only on this camera, you might see that we've got Worm's Head in the background there. So I'm hoping to catch this wreck and Worm's Head in the background. Doesn't look like I'm going to get good light on this wreck for a little while, so just to fill in, I'm going to walk down towards the sea down there. A couple of surfers, I might get a couple of shots of those with the Worm's Head in the background, who knows. Just had a disaster. Always happens in places like this. Thought I had the tripod nice and secure while I was doing something in my bag. Turned around to find it was on the floor. So I couldn't have had it level enough. So worst possible case scenario now, I've got sand in the side of my camera. But let it dry out and we'll give it a brush off when we get back to the car.
We were dancing on wire, reckless kissing. We found holes in these walls. We like we saw.
Going to work very quickly. Light is coming nicely now. I don't know whether you can see there's a little bit of colour in the sky, but I'm having to balance the lights that I'm getting on the wreck itself with the skylights. And I'll show you on the back of the camera, if I can, how I'm setting up. Okay. Now I've got my camera on live view, and I've got spot metering as my metering mode at the moment, because I want to get an accurate metering of the ground to foreground here and the sky. So I don't know whether this will work, bear with me. Okay, this is the back of the camera. The little square you see there is my focus point. So if I focus and adjust the exposure, that should be the exposure for the foreground. You can see from that that the sky's all blown out. If I raise my focus point up, that helps me set the exposure. You can see on the right hand side, exposure's way up. Now if I work out now, I've got, oops, wrong way. 1, 2, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I got over 4 stops variation. Now if I put a 4-stop filter in there, it should balance nicely, but I can't make up a 4 because I got a scratch on my single stop neutral density filter. So I will be putting a 3 in there. Just bear with me then. Let's go back to here, refocus and reset my exposure, because that's the exposure I want to have. Somewhere I've got a filter, 3-stop neutral density filter. Just put that into the front end, and then using live exposure, live view, push it down until I get some balance in the. Now what I do find is that I do need to make a slight adjustment, because this, sometimes when you push this filter in, it does darken down some of the foreground depending where you've got it. I'll make a slight adjustment of about 1 stop and then have a slight underexposure on the image, but I'll pull that back in Lightroom when I get it there. Okay, hope that explains how I do it. Let's take the shot. Now I'm on a self timer at the moment because I'm using live view. Okay, now let's have a look now at what the exposure on that image is like. Pretty reasonable, can be a little bit more to the right if I want to, so I must probably take a second exposure now, exposing a little bit more. Okay, here we go again. Now what I'll most probably do with those is I'll blend them in Photoshop or Lightroom when I get back home, if it's any good. If it's any good, you'll see it. Okay, looking on the back of the camera, this may initially look a bit bright, but when I show you the histogram, you'll see that it's reasonable exposure. Whoops, let's just do that and press that. You see it's exposed well to the right, no clipping on the highlights or the shadows, so you should be able to get a good image out of that one. Well, that's simplistic, but that's basically how I do it. If I really wanted to be a bit pedantic, I might put an extra 2 stops on there to darken the sky down a little bit more. But that can also be adjusted in Photoshop or Lightroom, so you don't have to do that nowadays. You don't have to get it absolutely spot on accurate. But still waiting for the light to hit this. But it's a gorgeous morning. Who wouldn't want to be in a location like this? Look at the view. I don't know whether you can see the view over my shoulder. Look at that. Beautiful colour. Literally got the beach myself. There's 2 other people right down the far end, and the beach goes on for about 2 or 3 miles, and there's not another soul here. You can't get better than that, can you? Rhosilli Beach, for now at least. See you later. Usual thing though, if you are enjoying this, please subscribe. It's your subscriptions that gives me the encouragement to come out and do this, so please click subscribe, click the bell. That means you'll get automatic notifications via email whenever I post up. Speak to you later. One last quick little video here. Finally got up from the beach. It's a reasonable walk, especially at my age with my knees, but beautiful beach, Rhosilli. I didn't get the photo I was really after. I wanted light on the wreck, which I don't know whether you can see it down there. I wanted light on the wreck, but it's only just got there now. By the time the light gets onto that, you'd have no real colour on the worm's head in the distance. So decided to abandon that. Did a couple of panoramas, see what they come out like. Best time to come to Rhosilli? Most probably evening time. Get the sunset. The sun would go down somewhere around Worm's Head way, I would have thought, this evening, so it would make a really nice shot. You'd catch the wreck with the sun behind it. So that's for another day. For now, goodbye all. Oh, if you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. Speak to you all soon. Bye bye now. Okay, perched on the cliff top along by Worm's Head. I thought I'd finished, but when I walked along here, you can see the view that I've got. I'm using the cliffs you see here and the cliff you see this side as a frame for the rest of the beach. Just waiting for a bit of light to come on the house, which it is now. Straight shot, tripod nice and level. Hundredths of a second at f11 at about 24 millimeters. A little bit tricky to get down here, I'd be careful if it was wet, but it's a slightly different view of Rhosilli Beach. Hope you enjoy it. As usual, just subscribe if you're enjoying the videos. Bye for now.